Hey, what's up, guys? It's Scott from RC Mustsee. You might have saw in one of my previous videos, I had a couple trucks on the way in the mail, and both of them have arrived. This being the second one, that means new RC day. All right, without further ado, let's see what I got. That's right, the Redcat Rockslide RS10 XT ready to run rock crawler. Pretty cool. Now, I know this definitely is not what you would call a high-end truck. It is actually on the Redcat website listed for about 200 bucks. But I actually got it for less than that at this time of this filming. I ended up getting it for about $160. So, pretty cool. I got it pretty quickly. Redcat as a brand seems to me to be like kind of the affordable hobby grade RC collection that you can get. So, one of the number one rules in life is you definitely get what you pay for. And I know that, and I'm a little skeptical of this truck, but there are a few reasons I ended up getting it. Okay, so this being a purpose-built rock crawler, that means it's not meant to jump or really even go fast at all. It's really meant to kind of conquer technical terrain, rocks or any outdoor setting that you can imagine. So it's really fun. It's one of the more fun parts of RC to me, as much as I like the fast, powerful trucks like the Cheetah or even the Slash. I really do like taking the time and kind of searching out trails to crawl with. So this is a truck that's purposely built to that spec. It's not supposed to look like a real truck like a scale crawler does. It's an RC and it looks like an RC. But this one in particular I was interested in because A, it was inexpensive, and B, it had a bunch of really cool features that don't come on a lot of the other more expensive trucks. Like I said, that has me a little worried about its overall quality, considering it comes with lots of other cool features, such as it seems to be not LiPo ready. It uses nickel metal hydride, which is fine. We don't need crazy power for crawling. This would be the big one. All four wheels actually steer, and you can control how they steer, whether it's just the front, just the back, all four. Very cool, all through the adjustment on the transmitter. Obviously, four-wheel drive. And that four-wheel drive is driven by two motors that are mounted directly on the axle. So there's no drive shaft, very powerful. And also you want the weight over the axle. You want the weight to be as low as possible on a truck like this to keep it from tipping as you're crawling. Aluminum capped oil-filled shocks, kind of cool. We'll see how they function. It does have pretty nice, super sticky tires. We'll see more when I unbox it for you. Beadlock wheels, kind of nice. We'll see how they are. Aluminum body, cool, not plastic. And like I said, dual axle mounted 390 motors. So without further ado, let's get it out of the box. All right, let's get this bad boy up here. This part never gets old. Okay, looks like the all-important instruction manuals. I'm not going to go through those like other people do, go through each page. That's kind of silly. One for the Rockslide, one for the electronics, and then it looks like a guide and how to use the remote to choose the selective steering. So, oh boy. Look at that. Right out of the box. No! Well, that sucks, guys. That really sucks. That must have been shipping damage. I can see here on the body, too, that I guess that's just the cover from the top of the box. But let me pull this thing out of here and we'll take a closer look. Alright, I'll be honest with you guys. I actually opened this box a few days ago in some downtime I had and saw that it was broken. I reached out to Redcat and asked them to Actually, I actually even reached out to the RC online store that I ordered from and asked them to replace the truck. They asked me if it was okay if they sent me new parts. They had also mentioned it wasn't the first time they had seen this happen with these trucks. So, hopefully that will be coming in the mail soon. I'll be waiting on that before I can actually give you some runtime. I was hoping to do everything today, but while I have it, figured I would just do this little unboxing video. All right, so they're also giving us a little wall charger for the nickel metal hydride battery. Here's the remote. It's pretty big, monstrous compared to other remotes I have. Foam wheel. Looks like 4 AA batteries, very good. 2.4 gigahertz. And you can see the little LCD display, which allows you to select your steering choices, which is awesome. Stoked about that. I've heard these have issues from my local hobby shop guy, but we'll find out when we get it out in the real world. Let's hope that's the only problem here, guys. Let me unclip it and get it out of the box. All right, there it is. The rock crawler. You can see here the broken link. It's actually the steering knuckle snapped right off. Doesn't say much about the quality if it breaks in the box. All right, guys, that's already backing up my worries about this silly little truck we have here. But, you know, everything else looks cool. The tires are very breathable, as they should be. Not super grippy, for sure. I have grippier tires on other trucks. Let's pop the body off. Crawlers are typically mounted from the side. La-la. And there it is. Here's the battery that they supply you, 7.2 volt. You can see the battery is going to sit nice and low in the chassis. There you go. 1800 milliamp hours, 7.2 volt. Kind of beat up, but not as volatile as a LiPo battery. And just taking a closer look at it, man, very cool. This thing just offers tons of articulation, which is the idea, right? Climbing up over obstacles, having all 4 wheels planted, tons of travel, tons of articulation. You can see here the steering servo and the motor and the drivetrain mounted right on the axle, keeping everything low and super efficient. I see some other aluminum link parts here. These links are aluminum plate, and on top is the ESC, a little on-off switch, cooling fan, very nice. Tiny, tiny little motor on there. Look at that thing. Very small. Smaller than what you would find on your normal truck. What I guess they would call a 540 motor. I think, what did they say? This was a 390. Pretty cool. You don't need tons of speed, like I said, but you do need tons of torque. Take a closer look at the body here. Not as important as in other trucks. But seems to be okay. Just got to peel that protective sticker off of there, and it'll do the job, right? Another thing to notice about our little crawler here is that it is not listed as waterproof, so that's something to remember. I don't plan to bring it in the water. Maybe a little mud, but no, not really. This isn't like a basher, in my opinion. It's just a crawler. So hopefully that fact will, prolong its life a little bit. I'm not going to be driving it at 30 miles an hour into a curb or anything like that. It might take a few tumbles into some rocks, but hopefully it can withstand that. But certainly it'll be a fair weather truck for the most part. All right, so to get back to the steering of this truck, one of the main reasons I ended up choosing it was So four-mode four-wheel steering, which is pretty neat. And when you're crawling and in really tight situations, having the ability to steer all four wheels, or at least two sets of wheels independently from each other, is an advantage. So just to go over real quick, four modes. Mode 1, just the front wheels steering. Mode 2, both front and back steer the same direction. Mode 3, front and back steer opposite directions. And mode 4, just the back wheels steer. Now, on a real comp grade crawler, you can actually, using your remote, if you have a good remote and not a Lansu, you can actually control how much each one of the motors spins relative to each other. You can actually lock out a diff and drag the truck around. If you've never watched a video of, say, like RC Adventures, he explains it pretty well, has a ton of really great crawling videos. I would suggest you watch them if you want to get into this a little bit more. This model is definitely just for beginners and the recreational crawler. Not super high end by any stretch of the imagination, but I figured it was inexpensive enough to at least try out, and venturing in at the first kind of comp crawler, it seems like a no-brainer. But we will only be able to tell when we get it out on the rocks. Alright, so let's take a look at the different steering options here. Everything is actually programmable on the remote, and what's cool is that you can adjust how much each servo actually steers. So that way you can kind of fine-tune your truck if you want the rear wheels to turn less than the front, vice versa. You can actually program that on this Lansu 2.4 gigahertz transmitter. It does come with directions on how to do that. You just don't want to overdo it with the adjustments, because if you put your servo beyond its 100% range, it will burn out. So I'm going to look into doing that and fine-tuning a little bit more off camera. But I did kind of figure out here, just there's a little button here on the remote that you can hit as you drive, and that will adjust what steering mode you're in. So to start with, there you go, front wheel, very cool. Hit the button. Both wheels turn the same direction. Hit it again. Turn opposite directions. Make a really tight turn. Hit it one more time. Just the rear. Blap, 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 blap. And then back again to normal front wheel steering. So that's pretty cool. I find that interesting. We'll see how it does out there. Until then, I'm going to have to wait on this new steering knuckle here, unfortunately. Total bummer. I was really looking forward to getting this, but hopefully the RC Superstore does the right thing and they ship me out a new piece. I was researching online. If you're looking to upgrade this truck, forget it. I don't see a single thing. I think I did find these actual parts that broke on the website, but they wanted $50 a set for aluminum ones. And I am never going to pay that much for a truck where the whole thing cost $165. So we'll have to just wait on a plastic part. Might be something worth stocking up on, because they actually do look a little flimsy. So this is just a quick video, guys. I wanted to bring it out, show you what's to come. Hopefully next time we will get it outside and in the real world and get some crawling going on. All right, so thank you for watching RC Mustsee. We'll have plenty more where that came from, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.